Well, I wanted to share some track lessons. I don't know, some people don't know things, some do, but in any case, I learn every day. I learn something every day. This is a piece of skanky track that had a bad a bad timber, and I had to take it out. The paper was gone, actually, so it was shorting out, so I took it out. But in the meanwhile, I'm looking at the track. You know, it looks pretty clean, right? Now here's a piece of track that was in another area that I had scuffed with the green Scotchgard. And I scuffed it using my Craftsman Sears vibrator with the Scotchgard on it, which really helped, seemed to offer a lot. But then I had another idea where I went to the next level. So now I've gone to, and if you look at this track, it's really, really bad, right? But if you look at the part on top, you might notice it's pretty polished. And what I did was I put my Dremel on my stand, which I rarely use, it seems. I had this great idea and I hardly use it. But in any case, put the Dremel on, put it on sideways, put on my quick release, and I put on a buffing wheel. As you can see, I've used this one already. But what I'm able to do now is buff this track and actually bring it back. I'm going to take this really bad track and try it one-handed. Very scary, very scary. And just give you a sense of what happens on this buffing wheel. If I can keep everything in focus while I'm doing this. I'm pretty sure you could see that before that it's gray. There we go. Anyway, believe me, it's a dull gray, and now it's a shiny silver. Can't do it one-handed. Okay, now you can. Now you can see the shine versus the dull. The dull gray, when I ran, shut that off, I ran my ohm meter over it. I took the two leads and I put one lead on here and just ran the other. Actually, I put it over here so it would be convenient. And then I just ran this down like that, and I was watching the meter, because it's not so much continuity. You can get continuity by pushing hard with the pinpoint and getting metal to metal, but it's also the contamination of the surface you want to check. So I polished my pins to make sure they were clean, put the pin there, and then I ran it down, and I found anywhere from 0.4 to 0.6 ohms of resistance on what I thought was a clean rail. When I did the older rail, it was even more resistance. Now when I do the polished rail like I just showed you, I get zero resistance on the rail. So in that one corner where one train was dying on me in the corner for no reason and the track had voltage, I'm thinking maybe I put track in that was gray, looked clean, wiped clean, but it had like a oxidized film or something. Now that I'm burnishing the track down to a polished surface, I'm getting better contact. So I'm going to polish these three pieces of track, put them back, and see what the difference is. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention was I do the tips where they plug in to make sure. If I can do this, I guess I get too close. Okay, so I did the tips because they got bad too. If you look at this old one, maybe you can't, but it's got crud on it. So you got to polish both the tips and the track top. Doesn't matter what the rest looks. I mean, this is a old rusty piece of track, but guess what? It has zero resistance end to end. So I'm going to finish these up, put them in, see what happens, and get back to you. Bye.